Hey everyone, this video is going to be a review over how to solve for quadratics. And specifically we're going to talk about graphing because it kind of helps you give the big picture of what you're trying to do when you're solving quadratics. First you need to know what you're looking for. When we're saying solve quadratics, we are asking you to find these points right here. And we have several names for those 2 points. They are roots, solutions, zeros, and x-intercepts, which I spelled that wrong, x-intercepts. So, anytime they give you any of those names, they are trying to find these points right here. These are the roots, the zeros, the solutions, or the x-intercepts. We have learned 4 ways to solve these quadratics. The first one is graphing by just looking at the graph. Where in the graph is y equal to 0? You could also see it in the table, of course, because you would be looking in your table, where is y 0? And that would be where your roots are, because that's where it's crossing the x-axis. The other methods that we have learned, and I'll show you how to do this in other videos, is we've learned how to do it by factoring, we've learned it by completing the square, and we have also learned it by using the quadratic formula. So those points are what we have focused on this unit, is just finding the roots, finding the zeros, the solutions, or the x-intercepts. So let's do an example. All right, in this equation they gave us y equals x squared plus 2x minus 8. Before you can solve by graphing, it must be equal to 0. If you have a y here, and we're trying to find where y is 0, all you have to do is put a 0 in place of that y. But the main thing is there is nothing else on the other side of the equal sign. No numbers, no x's. You would have to rearrange it to be able to solve by graphing. Then all you would do is put it into the y equals of your calculator, that exact equation, and you can go to the graph. So when I look in the y equals and go to the graph, my graph looks something like this. So I could count over to see what those 2 roots are. This one right here is at 2, where x equals 2. And this one over here is at 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. I think I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 4. So it's crossing at 2 and negative 4. That is where it is crossing the graph at. So those are my 2 roots, or my solutions, my zeros, my x-intercepts. Also remember that you can look in the table if you can't exactly see, and we're looking for where is y 0. If you go to this table, you should see 1, 0 at 2, and you should see 1, 0 at negative 4. So that's 2 ways to easily see it by looking in your calculator. And that's all you do for graphing. So be sure and use your graph and your table and be putting it into your y equals. Be sure that it is equal to 0 before you do that so that you're all set up and ready to go. But that's it for graphing.